Here in California, there's thousands of arrests for drunk driving, and it's not limited to driving under the influence of alcohol. There's also driving under the influence of narcotics. Drunk driving offenses can affect anyone. It's whether you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a businessman, or you're a college student. It can happen to anyone. You've made a poor decision that night when you've gone out, you've had a few too many drinks, you're under the impression that you're going to be able to drive a motor vehicle, and unfortunately you're not. If you're arrested for a drunk driving related offense, it does not mean you will be automatically convicted. Being arrested only takes probable cause. It's more likely than not that you've committed the offense that you were charged with. There's a whole other process that happens in the court system as well as with an administrative hearing system with the Department of Motor Vehicles that determines whether you're going to be able to keep your license or your license will be suspended, and whether you will actually sustain a criminal conviction for drunk driving. If you've taken a field sobriety test, you've submitted to a preliminary alcohol screening test or an intoxilizer test, you've submitted to the blood test, those are all factors that go into whether you're going to be convicted or not convicted, found not guilty of drunk driving. There's several steps along the way, such as were you properly and legally pulled over by law enforcement to even begin the investigation into drunk driving. You can be over the limit for drunk driving without realizing it based on certain factors, such as how many drinks of alcohol have you consumed that evening, what is your weight, what is your height, what is your tolerance for alcohol. Those are all factors that will go into whether you will realize or not that you've been drunk driving. There are certain defenses for drunk driving. One of them that typically comes up is whether there was reasonable suspicion for the police officer to actually effectuate a traffic stop. That triggers a DUI investigation. Secondly, other factors that go into a drug driving investigation is the blood alcohol level. If you've taken a blood test, the result of the blood test is an indicator of whether you've been drunk driving or not. Another concern is whether you consume some alcohol. It has not all gone through your blood system and your blood alcohol level is rising. So at the time that you've actually had a preliminary alcohol screening test, an intoxilizer test, or a blood test, your alcohol level may not be the true indicator of what your blood alcohol level was at the time of driving. In many cases, I'm able to help a person retain their license based on factors that go into whether someone has in fact committed a violation of a DUI offense or they have not. It's possible in a DUI case, if you sustain a conviction, to then apply for a license to drive to and from work. In a DUI case, I often have the assistance of an expert who can assist me in the analysis of a breath reading and result, as well as a blood result. If you're convicted of a DUI, the possible consequences for a first-time offense are 6 months in the county jail, fines of approximately $4,000. You'd have to take a 3-month alcohol class. That class could be as long as 9 months. You have to pay court fines and fees, as well as your insurance rates will increase for a period of 3 years. On a second-time offense, the punishment is increased. The minimum amount of jail time is 4 days up to 1 year in the county jail, and the alcohol program is 18 months long. Since the year 2000, I've handled cases involving DUI. Not only DUI where the blood alcohol level is maybe just over the limit, but the blood alcohol level is maybe 3 or 4 times the legal limit. I've handled DUI cases that have actually ended up where someone has been killed. My clients have been charged with murder. Those are all the kinds of cases that I've represented my clients in over my career. In every criminal case, immigration consequences arise, such as deportation, denial of naturalization, denial of re-entry in the United States, denial of a petition for asylum. I'm in a small firm. The advantages of that are that you actually have one-on-one contact with me, the person who's actually defending you in a case. In a large firm situation, you may hire a certain attorney who you believe will represent you in court, but they're not going to be in court with you. They may assign your case to someone else to represent you in court. During an initial consultation, I will review the facts with you, the potential consequences with you, as well as the defenses in your case to help you better understand what exactly is going to happen and what you should expect going through the legal process.